Episode 1. How a Librarian Get Attracted to a Man in Rainy Day. They say that silence has a sound. In the Starlight Heights Library, on the 5th floor, silence sounds like the faint hum of the heater and the soft, rhythmic thud of books being put back in their rightful places. My name is Eleanor. I live my life in chapters. Every morning, I organize other people's stories, making sure every tragedy, every romance, and every mystery is filed away under the correct decimal. I like things that are categorized. I like things that stay where I put them. But today, the air felt heavy, like the static electricity right before a storm. I spent my afternoon in the ancient folklore section. My fingers lingered a little too long on a book about the fates. It was a strange feeling, as if I were a character in a book, waiting for a reader to finally turn the page. By the time I stepped onto the sidewalk, the sky had traded its gray coat for a deep, bruised purple. Then came the rain. Not a gentle drizzle, but a torrential downpour, the kind of rain that feels personal, like it's trying to wash the city clean of its secrets. I hurried toward the bus stop on 4th and Elm. My umbrella was useless against the wind, so I pulled my scarf tighter. My mind was doing its usual routine, calculating the grocery list, wondering if I left the kettle on, trying to stay grounded in my logical librarian world. But my heart was beating with a strange, unprovoked rhythm. I reached the shelter of the glass bus stop. I was alone, or so I thought. I wiped the condensation from my glasses, and that's when the logic of Eleanor's world began to crumble. I tried to focus on the raindrops racing down the glass of the shelter. I tried to think about the inventory list waiting for me tomorrow on the 3rd floor. Every nerve ending in my body was suddenly screaming, alerting me to the man standing just 3 feet away. I could feel his presence like a physical heat. It was irrational. I am a woman of facts, of science, of Dewey Decimal Systems. I don't believe in vibes or fates. But as he stood there, perfectly still in the middle of the storm, I felt a desperate, localized urge to say something. Anything. To ask for the time, or if the bus was late, just to hear his voice break the silence of the rain. Then, he turned. Our eyes locked, and for a heartbeat, the world simply stopped. It wasn't just a glance. It was a total biological mutiny. My heart, which usually runs like a well-timed clock, skipped a beat and then hammered against my ribs. A wave of heat flushed through me, clashing with the cold night air, a hormonal imbalance so sudden it made my head spin. I've read about this in 1,000 romance novels at the library, and I always laughed at how dramatic it sounded. But now, standing here with my damp scarf and shaking hands, the joke was on me. My logic was gone. My practicality had evaporated. I didn't know his name, his story, or where he was going. I only knew that one single eye contact had rewritten the chemistry of my brain. I was no longer the librarian in control. I was just a girl, lost in the rain, staring at a stranger who felt like home. The bus pulled up, its headlights blindingly bright against the dark street. I had a choice. Step onto that bus and go back to my quiet, organized life. Or stay here and find out why a single look from this man just changed everything.